Alright, so Damian Lillard has been traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. Like, what the heck? I've been tweeting about this all week. I needed this deal to happen after Thursday afternoon. You can see I'm currently on vacation. I'm in San Diego right now, so I'm a long ways away from my setup. So I'm going to be doing this kind of makeshift today. I'm going to be grading with my initial reactions on this 4-team trade. The Blazers and Bucks were obviously involved. Then you had the Phoenix Suns, and you had the Phoenix Suns get involved as well. So it was a 3-team trade, not a 4-team trade. So the Milwaukee Bucks get Damian Lillard. So yeah, Giannis Antetokounmpo was going to be in free agency or trade discussions next offseason because he is a player option the year after that. So there's been rumblings and rumors this offseason. This could be the last year of Giannis. That could get squandered. That could still happen. But getting Damian Lillard, who's under contract, will help their case next year. They did the same when they traded for Jrue Holiday a couple off seasons ago. So the Bucks land Damian Lillard, and they gave up a 2029 first-round pick and a pick swap. They also sent Jrue Holiday to Portland, like I said, and Grayson Allen, who's a big part of that bench. He's going to Phoenix in this trade. The Blazers land Jrue Holiday, that I just mentioned, and it looks like they are definitely going to flip him as well. DeAndre Ayton is going to Portland as well. Tumani Kamara from the Phoenix Suns, and then the pick swap in the first round pick in 2029, like I just mentioned. And then you got Yusuf Nurkic going to Phoenix, Nasir Little, Keon Johnson, and I just mentioned Grayson Allen also going to Phoenix as well. So Phoenix gets involved, does like an Ayton for Nurkic swap, and taking on that Nurkic contract, and he's a worse player, and they pick up some bench pieces in which they needed. So yeah, let's grade this whole trade and what my thoughts and opinions are going forward in the 2024 season and beyond. So we'll start things off with the Milwaukee Bucks. Obviously, they land the big fish in here in Damian Lillard, and they were going to be basically the mystery team in all of this. We knew that it was going to be the Miami Heat basically all offseason, but their trade package wasn't great. Portland didn't want to sell Dame for pennies on the dollar. Toronto got involved. There was maybe some other teams floating around there. But yeah, it ended up being the Milwaukee Bucks. So it was Jrue Holiday, the main piece going back. They give up a 2029 first round pick, which, hey, if Giannis or Dame isn't there in 2029, I'm sure Dame might be out of the league or towards the end of his career then. And who knows where Giannis is going to be. That pick could be of good value for Portland, and they kind of assumed maybe Miami will be better than Milwaukee in 2029, so that's why they wanted that pick. And I think for Milwaukee, this is a good trade for them. They obviously mortgaged a little bit of the future there. I think they won't really hurt losing Grayson Allen because they picked up Malik Beasley this offseason. And losing Jrue Holiday does hurt, don't get me wrong, but Damian Lillard is a top 10 guy in the league, a borderline top 10 guy in the league if you want to go there. Jrue Holiday is so important to their defense, but they still have amazing defenders outside of him, like a top 3 DPOY finalist last year in Brook Lopez, obviously Giannis Antetokounmpo, and maybe Marjan Beauchamp can really develop into being a nice defensive player this year. So yeah, the Bucks championship odds basically doubled. They were, I guess, cut in half, I should say, and they're going to be the favorites to come out of the Eastern Conference. I think it was definitely Boston number 1, Milwaukee number 2, but now with Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard on the same team together, I think the Milwaukee Bucks are the favorites to win the Eastern Conference. Will that happen? Hey, we don't know. We thought that the Clippers were going to be the favorites to win the Western Conference 3 years in a row when they picked up Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, and that never happened. So yeah, things could happen, injuries can happen, but I really like this trade for Milwaukee. They're trying to keep Giannis around, and Giannis did say, like, if we're not about winning championships here in Milwaukee, I could leave. Basically kind of said that a couple weeks ago. Now they had Damian Lillard, who I said is a borderline top 12 guy in the league. I would say he's a definite top 12 guy in the league. He's a borderline top 10 player. He's coming off the best offensive season of his career, and if you watch my ranking videos, I had him listed at number 3 behind Steph and Luka, and I still think he's going to be the 3rd best point guard this season. So you're pairing him up with Giannis together. Oh, that pick and roll, the spacing that Giannis is going to have and Dame is going to have, because when you get Giannis in the post, teams want to double, and you're going to leave Dame open or Dame one-on-one. Like, that is going to be such a nice offensive advantage for Milwaukee going forward. And yeah, if this team can stay healthy, like I said, they are going to be the absolute favorite to win the Eastern Conference. I think it's them basically a 1A, Boston a 1B, and I just love this trade from Milwaukee. I didn't think they gave up too much. I think, like, if you're going to do basically Jrue Holiday, Grayson Allen, and a 2029 first in exchange for Damian Lillard, you do that any day of the week. Dame is 33. Jrue Holiday's the same age as well. So yeah, you're not really losing too much youth here in this deal, and I think this is an A plus for Milwaukee. I love this trade for them, and if it keeps Giannis around long term and he's willing to sign a second contract, or if they win the championship in 2024, this is an A++, and you couldn't get any better than this. Job well done, Milwaukee. I love to see them being aggressive on the market here and being that kind of mystery team here in the Dame sweepstakes as we almost finished out the offseason with no Dame trade. So now let's talk about the Portland Trailblazers side of things, and I'm going to give their grade a B+. I like this a lot. Do I think they maybe got a little bit less for just the initial Dame trade? Yes, but I love where they're heading. I'm almost inclined to give this a incomplete that could eventually be an A or an A+ if I see what they get back for Jrue Holiday, which they're probably going to move him, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But they basically, for Damian Lillard, Nasir Little, Keon Johnson, and Yusuf Nurkic, who's on that not great contract, they land Jrue Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Toumani Camara, who's coming over from Belgium on the Phoenix Suns, a 2029 first-round pick from the Bucks, and a Bucks pick swap as well. So let's dissect this. Getting Jrue Holiday for Damian Lillard, I think this is still with the mindset that you're moving Jrue Holiday, and I've tweeted about it. I've talked about it. So many teams would be interested in Jrue Holiday. The Mavericks, the Knicks, the Raptors, the Celtics, the Clippers, just any team that is in contention wants a Jrue Holiday. They want his perimeter defense. They want his on-ball defense, and he had one of the best offensive seasons of his career last year for Milwaukee in 2023. He had 19 points on 48% field goal percentage, 38% from three, and 86% from the line. He's also really developed as a passer and playmaker. He had 7.4 assists per game last year, and he also had 5.1 rebounds per game last year, which was also a career high. He's going to give you over a steal a night as well, and if he's giving you that efficiency with that playmaking, with his elite on-ball defense, he is going to be so valuable to any team that's trying to win a championship. So he could go for 2 more first-round picks to Portland, basically in a deal, and maybe a young player as well. So I really like the mindset of Portland here to, take Jrue Holiday. Maybe he gets traded tomorrow. Maybe he gets traded in a week or a month or at the deadline, and they're able to recoup more rebuilding assets to Scoot Henderson, Anthony Simons, Shaedon Sharpe, and now DeAndre Ayton, who they basically got for Nurkic. And I think if you're going to look at this is like, okay, maybe Portland could have got 1 more protected first round pick or 1 more pick swap in this. I think I would value getting DeAndre Ayton for Yusuf Nurkic over that. DeAndre Ayton is 25 years old. He put up 18 and 10. He was the #1 overall pick in 2018. And maybe he's not like a great personality or good in the locker room, and that's why Phoenix wanted to get off him. But I think getting him for Yusuf Nurkic is a huge plus for Portland and what they're trying to build there. He's currently 4 years younger than Nurkic, but Nurkic has had his injury concerns over the last couple of years. He played 8 games in 2020, 37 in 21, 56 in 22, and then 52 in 23. So I think this is a really good trade for Portland to upgrade from Nurkic to DeAndre Ayton. I think they're very similar in their defensive skill sets, and I think Ayton is a little bit more offensive skilled as well. I'd like to see him be more of a playmaker, but I really like him working that pick and roll with the young guards they have there in Portland, and Portland gets a pick in 2029. It's basically a lottery ticket at this point. We have no idea how Milwaukee's going to be. You're basically drafting somebody in middle school. So yeah, just getting more draft picks for a team that's rebuilding is always great. And Toumani Camara could be a nice flyer for them. We'll see if he gets any playing time or if he gets flipped down the line as well. And then lastly, for Phoenix, I'm going to give them a B in this trade. I actually liked this deal overall. Now, I don't love trading DeAndre Ayton for Yusuf Nurkic, but you're also adding Nasir Little, who I love as a swingman defensive forward off the bench. They get Keon Johnson, who might still have some potential as a two-way guard as well, and you pick up Grayson Allen, who's going to be a good shooter, and you need as many of those as possible, and he's played in some big playoff games with Milwaukee in the past. So I think that talent differential between Nurkic and Ayton is worth doing if you're picking up Little, Keon Johnson, and Grayson Allen, and you basically give up Toumani Camara as well. So I actually think this is a solid trade for the Phoenix Suns. Like I said, I don't love the swap for those centers, but this Suns bench is going to be pretty solid because you already have that top-end talent with KD, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. Now you got Nurkic at the 5, and you have other guys like Josh Okogie, Drew Eubanks, Eric Gordon, and Damian Lee, and Bol Udoka Azubuike they took a flyer on, Keita Bates-Diop, Chimezie Metu. Like, there's definitely some players that they can utilize off the bench. They have a ton of talent there, and you just really need 3 or 4 of those guys to really make an impact. So I don't really love this trade for Phoenix. That's why I'm not giving it an A+ or anything, but I'm giving it a B. I don't think they failed this trade by any means. So basically, I'm giving Milwaukee an A+ in this deal. I really liked it for them. I'm going to give Portland a B+. Now, it wasn't like a superstar young talent or some really good draft picks coming back for Damian Lillard, but they could get those in exchange for Jrue Holiday down the line. So that's why it's like a B+, incomplete right now. And if they get maybe 2 more first-round picks and a young player, that could go up to an A+ as well. And I really like the way Portland is heading in the future. Liked it way more than I did a couple months ago. And they were probably 2 years late on this Dame trade because they missed out on like a Paul George or an Anthony Davis type trade package, but it was still a solid return. So B+/incomplete right now. We'll have to wait and see who gets involved in the Jrue Holiday sweepstakes. It's maybe Philly, who I kind of love. Maybe you send James Harden to the Clippers. Jrue goes to Philly, reunion there to the team that drafted him. And then you also got maybe rebuilding assets coming back to Portland. And then lastly, I'm going to give Phoenix a B in this trade. Like I said, don't really love the Nurkic trade and swap, but you picked up some good bench pieces. And Nasir Little is like one of their better bench pieces right now. You could probably throw him at the 4 with KD at the 3 or vice versa. Him at the 3, KD at the 4. And you go from there. And then these are also tradable contracts as well. Like Grayson Allen makes a solid amount of money. Same with Nasir Little at around $7 million a year. So you can flip those guys at the deadline as well, and they're not old by any means. Like Nasir Little was just drafted back in 2019. So yeah, hope you guys did enjoy the video. Sorry about the makeshift setup here as I'm on vacation right now. My girlfriend's probably killing me that I'm like freaking out about an NBA 3-team trade. I was like, I needed one more day for this to happen. I would have been okay with it. So if you guys follow me on the 6 Rings of Steel 2K channel, those rebuilds might not come out till Friday or Saturday, so a little bit late on those. I do apologize. I was trying to maybe predict a trade that could happen, but I'm like, I don't even know. Even if it gets traded to Miami, I'm sure there's a 3rd team involved in this. And I wanted the full story as well, so you can kind of wait a little bit on those. I apologize, but I'll try to get them up as soon as possible. And then like always, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this trade in the comments below. Let me know your grades. I want to hear them. So yeah, hope you guys did enjoy. This is crazy. We might see like a Jrue Holiday and a James Harden trade still in this offseason. It was still a solid offseason. We had kind of some boring days in August and September, but deals like this make it all worth it. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.